Hello friends, this is Genki, and I'm here with the Yokai Watch Y Academy episode 43 review, which is Invaded Y Academy, or Shinryaku Sareta Y Gakuen. Also, guys, Elena's stylization of the academy for her castle looks pretty interesting. It reminds me of the star motif. Always brings me back to Mario. So I'm just leaving that there. I'm not sure if her star castle is a reference to Star Road. But everything opens up with our cast looking at the gates or at the wall. We get a couple flashbacks this episode. One to Inma basically giving them orders that she kind of has to be stopped. Elena shows up in her, I want to say blimp because this is more of like a blimp style saucer, and she invites everyone up or abducts everyone kind of. And we get a snippet of how she's gained control by ruling with an iron fist to a certain degree. She's frozen places, had statues erected, attacking toilets, and a few other little things. Elena is basically ecstatic. She is the queen of the world, or queen of Waigakuen. And the entire area adjusts to be her shiro, or her castle. And her castle almost looks like a gadget or like a scepter from like a Pretty Cure style anime. The light pink and light cyan colors and the yellow really work to display that. I guess more or less it's like a little saucer for her. That it was my bad for thinking that it was like a little blimp. I have Team Rocket on my mind, people. I apologize. She has her doggo space troopers with her. We get a little bit of a song to lead us into this a little bit further. We get a Haruki Hirono cameo, Kumako cameo. We see Ramu, Podo, Gu, Suzoko, Matsu, Eku, and Yamaba. Basically the Ninja Club. We see student council members and Whisper as well. And we're even introduced to a new hero this episode. So everything's basically building up to a point where we're getting some interesting things going on. But Elena has an army of dog troopers, and an army of aliens, and she's pretty cocky with how she's addressing the YSP club. Like her language and verbalization is pretty darn cocky. But I think this plays up her attitude and her style when going into this, that she's not intimidated by them. Not one bit at all. And that yawn is basically her thought towards them. She's basically made it so they can't Henshin because there's a satellite jamming the Henshin power of the watch. Bakela and Blue Pun and Momo, and basically all of our side characters, our Onryo, are here. Broken Clock, Izuna, Gordomi, basically everyone's in a very weakened form except for Momo. So, but Momo has a bigger role to play in the plot, just like Usuke did last episode. And I like that. It feels like everything's going full circle to a certain thing. Voice acting was pretty good this episode, I do have to say. Things sounded crisp. So I guess they're either back in-house doing it or have updated certain setups in order so that the voice actors and actresses can perform at the highest quality, which is good. But Ona and Ranto have a moment where Ranto is in a cage. Ona sits there drinking tea while nonchalantly talking to him. And basically, Ona adopted Ranto basically as a show of power. And Ranto is wanting to challenge Ona. He basically has already done this by forming his coalition, but they weren't really able to do anything yet that's too damaging to her or her forces. The hacking club is working on that trance jamming generator, like basically disabling the thing that's trying to prevent them from hinging or transforming and becoming Y heroes. Kuuka is basically the workaround to all of this, because Kuuka goes through the process of creating a new Kuuka watch, but this is not before a silly side scene with Emma, her father, in the Ninja Club. Also, the Ninja Club was really funny. One of the members is like, no, I can't help you. I have to go to my part-time job. Alubaito. I thought that was pretty funny and really well put for someone who's in a school like this. Because so far, I think we've confirmed that they can have after-school jobs as long as it doesn't interfere with anything. Motaro goes and talks with Kuuka about becoming Shining Boy again. But she basically tells him no, that's not a possibility right now. So he leaves kind of disappointed. Kuuka has a moment with Momo saying that they have to save Ranto. We got confirmation of the hacking club working with Kuuka. Kuuka accidentally drops the flash drive after being minied. Kuuka and Momo both were kind of minied in order to fly, and Kuuka goes back for the flash drive, and Momo does a epic dive to get Kuuka and Momo through the door. But our anti-hero, enemy, opponent, villain, Ona shows up with her alien guards. So Kuuka's kind of in a bind, right? Nope, Kuuka's not in the bind. She becomes Momonga Lady. Almost sounds more like a Kamen Rider character, guys. I like the sass, though. Kuuka definitely has sass in this outfit as this hero form. And it seems like her only mechanical parts are actually the knee guards and maybe the shoes. And I guess the glasses, too. The design is actually pretty interesting for Kuuka. Like, if we think about her, I don't know about yourselves, but I was not expecting this. But I've not been watching trailers for the next episodes or, like, the previews. I've been kind of staying away from those so I can get genuine reactions. But Kuuka, or Momonga Lady, takes down the guards, but Ona ends up stopping her spinning rampage. And Momo and Kuuka, whose powers are not complete yet, defuse. And Kuuka ends up in the cell with Ranto, and Kuuka apologizes, and we cut to the end. Overall, I will say this episode felt really good. Its pacing was good. It feels like whoever's directing this is finally sticking with a style for pacing. so that we're actually going at a decent enough pace towards a good enough goal, which is saving Ranto, defeating Elena, and kind of saving the academy. Uh, Things I noticed, like the sound quality sounds a little bit crisper. I did notice a couple small animations that looked a little bit janky, but stuff like that I guess we can let slide. Like as a reviewer and as someone who's seen a lot of different series, you notice a little bit of janky animation here and there, and the janky animation in this episode did not break it at all. It's just really small things that you notice out of the corner of your eye, or if you rewatch a scene, like I sometimes have to. So, yeah, this episode is probably among some of the better. Like this last batch of, I want to say at least 10 have felt much more solid. The only things that are kind of getting me is flashbacks. I feel like we're having a lot of them. Sometimes they're good, but other times it feels like they might be used to take up a little bit of space. I don't really know if that's the case though. It's just something I've noticed. But that's it for the review. I appreciate you all. Have a fantastic rest of your morning, afternoon, and or evening. Bye bye for now.